All you have to do is close your eyes and listen.
Welcome to episode 24 of TSGG Chat. I'm your host, Kevin Bork. This is a weekly podcast talking about gaming. Joining me this week on the panel is Jake, Brett, Brennon, and Kailey. Say hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hello, everybody.
Howdy.
Good to be back.
Great one, Kailey. I appreciate it.
Thanks for joining me, everybody. Before we get into it, we got a little bit of housekeeping. This Saturday is our 24-hour live stream benefiting Extra Life and the Children's Miracle Network. This is their 10th year anniversary.
Yep.
And you can join us at 12 noon Eastern, where we will start by broadcasting Red Dead Redemption 2. So tune in to twitch.tv/The Society Gaming Group, and we'll see you there. Also, follow us on Twitter at the TSGG and on YouTube at youtube.com/The Society. TSGG.online is our site where you can go and become a member. You get a welcome gift. It's completely free, and you can contact us there to submit your questions for this podcast and other things. Okay. You want to get into some news before we get into what's going to take up the rest of the time today?
Yeah. What do we got for news?
Today,
I've got a little news, so.
Oh, you got a little news?
Yeah. I mean, it's Anthem news, but.
Well, let's go ahead.
Which means it's not a little news.
It's the
Brace
rest of the
yourself for it.
News. Well,
Brace for impact.
November 1st, they're doing a big live stream where we're going to see kind of what we saw after E3. So I'm expecting a 30-minute thing, whatever they do. This past week, they actually showed us at Paris Games Week, they showed us a stream of a new kind of side mission thing that they were running. But the biggest thing we saw was it focused on the Storm and the Interceptor, which it hasn't done up to this point. So we saw the ultimate for the Storm, which basically he controls all of the elements all at the same time, and it's an explosive mess. And we saw the Interceptor's ultimate, where he becomes literal space ninja with two spinning blades and moves so fast that you can't see him on the screen, which I'm pretty excited to see how that plays.
Yeah, I was curious. Oh, I saw it, and it looks cool, but I'm wondering how it controls.
Yes, me too.
Because, look at my ability, and then you flash by the enemy, then you're off the team.
Well, my thought, it looks like exactly like the Flash when he darts, and he just disappears when he starts running
really
fast.
Cool.
And I'm thinking, how do I control that? How do I... Like, if it locks onto an enemy and you dart directly to that enemy, that would be a simple way to do it.
Kind of like a warp strike type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would
Like
be really cool.
The Vanguard and Mass Effect
But
online?
he moves that fast.
Yes, that's a good...
That was a great comparison, Kailey.
It is.
Thank you for that.
She's an avid Mass Effect fan.
Too bad it went to garbage.
Well, we won't talk about that.
But
Casey's back.
so we saw that, and we also saw quite a bit of the landscape. The basically just the way that they showed it was the way that storms and the weather and the night-day cycle, just the impact that it has on the actual game is incredible. I actually sent Kevin a picture from in-game engine, and he said, "Wow, that's great concept art."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
was
looks
in-game
really,
engine.
really good.
It was insane. So I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited to see what they've got November 1st for us, and we'll have more info.
Are you gonna
next
touch on that
podcast.
lightning at all?
No, I left that for you, my man. You're the
that
storm.
lightning. No, I'm gonna let Brennan take it. Go ahead.
I'm the ranger. Why am I taking the storm abilities?
He just wants you to talk about
Yeah.
the lightning.
Okay, the lightning looks super clean.
It
Probably second best lightning I've ever seen in a game.
Compared to what?
Red Dead Redemption's 2 lightning is fantastic.
Yeah, but those aren't lightning abilities.
No,
though.
it's not lightning ability. I'm just talking about the
You're just talking
actual
about in
texture.
general?
It
Yeah.
looks like a
and
lightning
the look.
strike.
Yes,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I haven't
It's
seen it yet.
gorgeous. lightning
They
abilities.
did
I
weather
mean,
super well in Red Dead. So.
it's hard to really think of a game. I guess Skyrim, he had lightning magic. It's way, way better than that. So that's not
Yeah,
super
it's-
high
it's not
praise.
really a-
but
Destiny has it.
yeah,
Yeah,
as
but
the
Destiny's
story-
lightning looks nothing like this. Like the
No,
Stormcaller
this-
you're
yeah,
talking.
This does look
This
this
looks
is-
like real lightning.
This is a lightning strike coming down and
the way the lightning surrounds them, and then
afterwards.
oh
Yeah,
that's so good. And it's got that little tail on it, the trail.
Plus, think if that's in water, that's going to affect the water too.
Right.
So
Which is
This
the
is a Bioware
coolest
game.
thing is that it impacts everything around it.
It sure does. So that's streams coming November 1st.
November 1st, they're giving us another big stream. It was
So
supposed to be
Thursday.
October 31st for Halloween, but then one of the devs wanted to wear his Halloween costume for the stream, so they moved it to the 1st.
So he can't.
So he can.
Oh, so he can.
Yes.
Nice.
just got to go trick or treating first, Kevin. Come on now.
Gotta get that
I
candy.
mean, that's what we're all doing, right?
No.
All right, so that's my news on Anthem. What do you got, Ken?
Okay, so GameSpot did a story on the PSN name changes, and there are details here that are saying that name changes can make you lose DLC, save data, and more. How much do you want that name change?
So does it like literally mess with your licenses then? Like what you own?
Apparently, yeah.
That's insane.
You can, because
That is hilarious.
according to users in the beta, an attached disclaimer warns that players are warned they could lose lots of information associated with their account, including DLC purchases and save games.
Wild.
By hilarious, I meant disgusting, by the way, for anyone who missed the sarcasm in my voice.
Thanks for
You
the
can
clarification.
lose
Pretty welcome.
content including virtual currency, game progress like save game data,
Oh,
leaderboard data, and trophy progress.
Why would they do that?
It also notes that some
Well,
games
it's the
might
coding
not
of it
function
is
How they
properly.
set it up originally,
This
I
is the-
guess.
Everything
Sounds
is
like it
attached to
was
your
poorly
name.
But
set up to begin with, and then
with PlayStation,
it's never changed. So
we're talking PlayStation's like IDs. As I recall, last I checked of logging in, you log in with your
Email.
your email address
You
and
do, yes.
password. So the ID on top of that shouldn't be affected. I mean, unless that's
But that's the way they wrote their.
some poor ass
software.
coding. Then you guys need
Yeah.
to work on
Oh,
that shit.
that's bad.
I mean, it's not like they haven't had ample time to consider this issue.
Xbox
Absolutely.
has done
People-
this forever.
People
You
have
gotta
been asking
remember,
for
though-
it for a decade.
Before you scrutinize too much, this is a beta.
Right.
So
Yeah, but still, that's why would anybody want to test it? Why would
Not
any
at all.
beta testers want to go into this and say, "Yeah, let me lose
So
thousands of dollars in games because I'm going to switch my name"? Like, you know what I mean?
It also notes that some games may not function properly, even offline, and that your prior ID could remain visible to other players in some situations.
Dumb.
Yeah, that's real bad.
How
Even for a beta, that's
do they
terrible.
do this so poorly?
Also, if you do run into these issues with the change, according to users, you can revert back to the original username at no additional fee, but that may not resolve the problems either.
Insane. That's wild.
Why would anybody want to bother with it? That's a mess.
Yeah. Apparently, these
I mean,
are
to be
bugs,
fair,
though.
we
They're not
all
supposed to be
wanted
that
to
way.
do that, but
No, I know, but when
Just
you
add
when
our tag
as
on
soon
there
as
and
it
now-
gives you that
I'm not going to do that now.
New name.
So,
Liz.
disclaimer,
also,
I'd be
for
like,
you to
no.
know, if you are in the beta or once the feature launches in full, you can change your name one time only for free. After that, it will be $10 US.
Well, that's what Xbox costs.
It's still. I mean,
It's so stupid.
it doesn't really matter. It doesn't make any sense to have to.
You get
$5
one free
for
change
PS Plus
with
members.
Microsoft, though.
But isn't like the initial change is the first change they ever have, isn't it?
Yes,
So like,
because they create you one out of
yeah,
that
because
as
they
soon
make
as
you
start
one
your
like
account.
like Bumbly Wasp 125, and you're like, that's not me.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it is.
I've
So,
tried to
I
change
just-
my Xbox tag in years. Though.
I just did it for Hannibal the other day and created her an account, and it started off as like literally Mean Wasp 129.
That's
like, yeah.
similar to what mine was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught that, but PS Plus subscribers will be able to get it at half cost.
So it costs $5.
Yep.
Oh,
Good
that's-
for
that's
me.
better than
there's
Xbox.
those savings.
So this preview program is going to last until the end of November, and then the full feature is going to roll out to all users in early 2019. All games published after April 1st, 2018 will be compatible, and Sony will issue a full list of compatible games published before that date when the feature goes live for everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip that.
But this is only strictly for name changing. That's still wild. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if it's just bugs that you're gonna fix up, that's fine. But just by how it's all set up doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, plus it's gonna, even if it's a bug, that's great, but it's gonna be a mess for all these people that are having this bug.
Yeah, I agree.
And you can say, yeah, it's a bug and we'll fix it, but these people are still gonna be having these issues. And,
Insane.
And it's gonna be hard for you to say, oh, well, this is my license. Well,
yeah,
I personally have had this exact issue with them where I had to prove that it was my licensing, and it took 3 days where I couldn't play the games.
Well, the thing is this way too. If it's a bug, but you lost all your save data,
Right?
they fixed the bug, but they're
Your
not bringing
save
back
data's
your
still
save
gone.
data.
Right,
It's
exactly.
gone.
Imagine
So
The
it's
Witcher
a
being
huge
lost.
risk.
Like that's hundreds
No,
of
you-
hours
that's-
and
Jake,
lots of games, thousands of
couldn't.
hours.
You can't imagine it.
I have so many games I like that I'd like to go back to. So I
Well,
hope
Monster Hunter, we put 300 hours in.
Oh my
You imagine
God.
just losing 300 hours of your life just
in
like
2 weeks.
These are games you would
Barely
never,
2 weeks.
you wouldn't play them again
No,
It's closer
no,
to
God,
a week
no.
and a half.
because games as a service like that, you're not.
I'm not going to
That's-
grind for that ever.
You're
again.
not. No, you're not doing that grind. So to finish here, once it's live, you'll make the change through the settings menu or the profile page. You can also choose to display your old PSN ID next to the new one so that friends will recognize you. But once you make that decision,
Why not just friend your friends?
listen here. Once you make that decision, you can't change it.
What?
Yeah, that's what it said.
So
So
you're
you have to keep the
constantly
old
stuck.
one and the new one?
I guess if you choose that,
Got
So
two gamer
once you
tags.
once you choose to keep your
disaster.
old gamer tag to like I don't know to the probably right of it, like it's just going to stay there forever.
You just
I
have two
guess it's
gamer tags.
both. Yeah,
I mean,
unless
I'm-
it was just
The
wording
whole
on the
point of
I'm
this
not
would
really
be for
against
people
it.
who hated their new one
Yeah.
or their current one
right.
I'm not.
because they created it when they were 12 years old.
I'm not super against it. Not in the sense of leaving my old stuff there.
Yeah, but the fact
Right.
that you can never change it, you'd want to leave it there for a while
So
to-
your new
so your
friend-
friends
unless
can
they mean-
say, "Hey, this is my new gamer tag," but then
Unless
it has to stay forever.
I don't know. We'll have to get more information on that because I don't know if they mean once you select that you display them side by side, you can never change that, or if they mean when you change the name, you can never change it unless you pay.
And if I'm changing my gamer tag, but it's not going to be changing by much because mine's.
Yeah, but that's for you.
You're-
For a lot of
But if you-
people,
if
they
you
hate
had,
their
like,
gamer tag because they
something
created it when they were
vulgar-
12.
Yeah.
Or their brother created it when they were 10.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Yeah,
Just saying.
and they're not going to want to display that
Yeah.
anymore.
Right.
I love it.
And if they're on your friends list, and you should know who your friends are.
Wait,
true.
so did the friends list not carry over to
I'm
your new
assuming
one?
it
Friends
does
list
carry.
carries over,
It just obviously people are going to be like, who is this
but
guy?
it's a way of your friends knowing that you changed
So
your
a
name.
who
who dis situation?
yeah,
Yeah. So
but
just
who
dis-
cares?
yeah.
A lot
so
of them.
that's
So if you
terrible.
game with them, they're gonna know who you are.
I'd hope so.
But if you don't, then who cares if they leave your friends list?
Yeah,
I
right.
wonder
get
how much of this is the
30 friends
structuring
every
that they
time I
want to
play a
make sure
game.
that they can get paid. Because
Well, they want to get paid.
They
Yeah,
wanna
it's-
get paid.
It's
It's a
Sony,
business.
it's money. Come on now.
Well, let's move on to
Sorry.
something positive about
Bitterness.
Sony for a moment. The PlayStation Classic, as you know, is coming out this December for $100,
Mhm.
and it comes preloaded with 20 games. And we were teased with a few of them before, but now we have the full list because today they released the entire list of 20 games.
Nice.
You tell me if this list is worth $100.
Is PS1 games?
Yes.
These are all
Alright,
PlayStation
Before you
1
start,
games.
no. But go ahead.
You're in the minority.
Yikes.
all Final Fantasy.
There are a lot of
No.
them.
No.
Only one.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm going to
wow.
read the list now. You guys ready?
Mm.
Battle Arena Toshinden. Sold.
I don't know what that is. Nobody does.
Yeah, me either.
Sorry, it's
Uh,
before I was
I've heard
born.
of it, but I haven't played it.
I
Cool,
was negative 10 years old.
Cool Borders 2.
That's something that I'd play again.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a snowboarding
I
game.
haven't heard Medieval yet.
Destruction Derby. You got your money yet? Where's the pre-orders at? Come on.
Crickets.
Really?
All right. Here's one that'll get the money. Final Fantasy 7.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
I
how many
won't play
times
But
am
the
I going to buy
remake
it?
is coming, guys.
You're going to buy it every time.
That's
They
fine.
promise.
I still have my
It's
old
coming.
console, so I
This-
don't need to.
This
buy
next
it.
title, Final Fantasy 7's will push this, but this next title will definitely aid in the sales. The original Grand Theft Auto.
Let's pause a moment. Have you ever played the original Grand Theft Auto?
It's not great.
It's a PlayStation 1 top-down game. Yes, I've
It's
played it.
absolute garbage.
San
It's not
Andreas
that
was like
bad.
the first good one.
San Andreas was the one that put
Vice City was the
Rockstar
good
on the
one.
map.
No,
I would say
was
Vice
okay.
City.
Vice City was
yeah,
good.
Vice City.
Vice City was the one that I think that actually pushed
San
them to.
Andreas
I
got
just
huge,
remember
though.
playing GTA 3.
That's
my
San
friends.
Andreas.
Yeah.
that-
Vice
That was
City.
big.
Vice City was 2.
Vice
which was-
City.
I played that
No,
on
Vice City's the one that propelled them.
PSP.
That was PS2.
It was decent. No, it came to PSP later.
Oh,
That's the
they
only time
ported
I
it?
played it. Yeah.
The next one up, Intelligent Cube.
Nope.
Can't wait. Bought.
Jumping Flash.
Oh my god.
This next one is going to sell some. Metal Gear Solid.
Ayo.
That will sell.
I
Excellent
still
game.
haven't heard Medieval.
Mr. Driller. How
We're at
about
the
that?
M section, so pay
Mr.
attention.
Driller.
Yeah, Mr. Driller.
We're
Okay.
past the Emmys.
Keep moving on.
Did you?
Odd
just
World.
take a moment. Just
Abe's Odyssey.
Not Abe's Exodus, which is
The good
Tragic.
one.
Rayman.
okay.
Resident Evil Director's Cut.
Also okay.
Revelations Persona.
That's I think the first Persona game.
Ridge Racer Type 4.
Yep.
Sure.
Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo.
Sold.
There were 19 words in that title.
The original
Is that a working title?
Siphon Filter. Tekken 3.
This is one that I like.
Maybe Tekken.
Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six.
Not the original Rainbow Six. Maybe the new one, Siege, but no.
Twisted Metal.
Oh, that's a good one.
That was a good game.
I loved Twisted Metal, the original.
I still like
And
Black
to
was
finish,
decent, yeah.
the best one.
Wild Arms.
Wild Arms is such a fun game.
Is that like
RPG.
Cabela's? What's that?
No, Wild Arms is an
Wild-
RPG. Also about guns.
Sounds like
but-
hunting.
big book
like a
card.
word.
So that's it. 20
Not-
games,
not paying
$100,
$100 for that.
little mini
So I mean,
PlayStation.
if you do the math,
I think
like,
60 would have been a better
Final
price.
Fantasy-
75 is the price tag.
Well,
on
I
all
think
the
they're
other
looking
ones.
at
They
the
went above
60
console what
60 to 80
Nintendo's been
is-
pulling.
you got.
Yeah.
I mean, you got
But
a lot of
Nintendo's
good
different.
titles and a lot of titles that make absolutely no sense. Like, why would you put Final Fantasy VII in here and not any of the other Final Fantasies like 8 or 9?
Probably couldn't get the
Why was
licensing.
Tenchu not on?
7.
Why not Cool
Yeah,
Borders 3?
Tenchu not being here is
That's painful.
surprising to me.
That was such a big game back then.
Also, Medieval not being on here was surprising to me.
Isn't there like a Tony Hawk game too? Oh, all Castlevania Symphony of the Night. You could have gotten there. Any of the
No,
Castlevanias.
because they just...
They just released the
Yeah.
Requiem. So
They
Oh,
just,
Jake's
if-
fired up now.
if you wanted to actually like
Jake does
sell
not like this game.
a
Because
console,
he doesn't like this.
there are so many titles here
fired
that
up.
makes no sense. Like, what's Mr. Driller? What is that? Let me Google that real quick. And tell
Mr.
you exactly
Driller.
what
Why not the
100%
original
is.
God of War? This is Sony. Come on.
God
Put
of War?
some other decent
God of War
games on
wasn't
there.
That was
PlayStation
PS2,
2.
man.
Was it PS2? God
Yeah.
of War 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, hold on. Give me a
It's too
second.
long ago.
What?
But
Man,
I mean,
I played that game
when
when
I
I
was
was
like
a
young.
any of the
game.
Final Fantasy anthology, that would have been great.
Also true, like the anthology or Chrono Trigger,
Yeah,
Chrono Cross,
I feel like
Chrono
a lot of
Trigger
that's
was
probably
huge.
like
Secret of Mana, any of those games.
The Secret of Mana, yeah.
Legend
I don't
of
know.
Dragoon?
It's got to be licensing. That's it's licensing is
Legend
what
of
it is, so.
Dragoon. What's the other one?
Was
Legend
it
of
Medieval
Legia.
a Sony title?
Oh,
though?
Dragoon, yeah. How's that not on there?
This is all things that don't make no
This
sense.
is all way before my time.
I mean, if you want to play them, I have them in my library,
He
She
would
actually
not
has
understand.
and I have
Legend
a
of
PS2.
Dragoon.
So
This is all different like actual language to him. It's
Correct.
just Legend of Legia though. That's a great one.
I still, regardless, think this system is going to sell.
Of course.
well, yeah.
Well, it's a nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
The problem for me is that they're charging $100. They're breaking the price point that all of the other ones have been at,
Mm-hmm.
and they're giving us no reason to do that. They're
That's-
saying it's Sony, we're better, and then
Pay for it.
giving you no games.
Metal
Best
Gear Solid,
Game on.
Grand Theft Auto, Final Fantasy VII, highlight this, and
Rayman.
they will push it.
The
Yeah, but
original
Rayman
Grand
too.
Theft Auto.
The Super
I like
Nintendo
that.
Classic came with games like Mario, Mario
Mario
Kart.
Yeah,
like-
those are classic to the console.
yeah, but like they came with all the classics you would expect. Is what I mean.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes.
They had
I
Legend
agree.
of Zelda.
Twisted
they had
Metal is going to sell it.
Twisted Metal is a
Twisted Metal
good
is a
one.
really good game,
That was
so-
actually
and Tekken 3.
It's one of my favorite games.
but
Why isn't Tenchu on
they
there?
they
I don't
maintained. They brought all the classics you
Tekken.
expect,
Yeah,
and they
Tekken.
stuck at the
You've
$75
got like
price
20% of the games that are actually something that people probably actually played, and the rest of them are kind of
point. Right, exactly.
Super
Resident
Puzzle
Evil being
Mario
on
Fighter Turbo 2.
Oh, I'll correct you.
What?
Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo.
There
That
we
one.
go. What
Is
is
there a
that?
Super Puzzle Fighter
And
2
Mr.
without
Driller is
Turbo?
also a puzzle
Classic.
game too.
Do you
so-
literally fight puzzles? Explain this game.
Puzzle
to me.
fighter. You throw puzzle pieces at each other until somebody dies.
It takes
I
a
mean,
long time.
Just play that.
And
It's
I'm
a
pretty
300-hour
sure.
game.
And I'm pretty sure Revelations Persona is actually a Persona game. So that's cool. That's probably the first one.
That would be cool. Although I would.
It
just
would not. You would
play
not like
Persona
it. I can
5.
promise you right now, you would
I
hate
mean,
it forever.
is it coming out for the Christmas season?
Yes.
December 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, you
This
would
It's
is
going to be
This is
underneath
their-
all the trees.
I trust you.
But
Jake.
but it's not. But it is a Persona game. It's
Well,
the
at
first
the same
one.
time, there's no other kind of console or anything like that coming out at the same time. It's open.
This is open season for
I
that.
would
Yeah, it's
say
Mark
And,
Microsoft.
just, and it's a good idea
should
like,
do this.
for let's say
but
parents.
all of their classics are already free with Game Pass. So
Yeah, I was going to say they do
you don't
backwards
have to pay for
compatibility.
this,
So
and all the gaming parents probably want to get their children something that's,
Nostalgia.
this is what I played, kid.
and then they're gonna be like, "This is garbage, Papa. My
That's how
my
people-
iPhone is
that's how
better than
people
this."
Be
speak.
like,
Children.
be like, let me play on the PS4 instead because I can't handle the
Terrible
one directional view,
Why?
not isometric view.
Why are these characters made out of blocks? No Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I was
No
about
Tomb
to
Raider?
say that
No
actually.
Tomb
No Tomb Raider.
It's
that
got to be
might
licensing.
because
It has to
Tomb
be.
Raider's
That's
an
Squeenix.
exclusive
But-
now. So
Yeah.
But Squeenix is also like, if you get Final Fantasy VII, you should be able to get a good chunk of any other Squeenix
true.
titles.
yeah, but isn't Tomb Raider exclusive?
No.
For what?
Shadow of the Tomb Raider wasn't Xbox only.
No.
Oh, weird.
It was just sold
I mean-
really high with the Xbox.
Yeah, why did-
We were
that's
discussing
weird.
this in our chat a little bit earlier about like modding it. I hope that there is a mod. I mean, not saying legally there will be, but I hope there would be a mod where you can actually play games that
There
are
will not be one legally,
probably
but I will not tell you can't do it.
right for real. But
Wink, wink.
Nudge,
if they
nudge.
do, then that gives you a lot of possibilities to play a lot of the old PlayStation 1
Medieval.
games, like Medieval.
We'll just have to see what happens after
Medieval,
December
you
3rd.
literally could run out of weapons, just pull your own arm off, and beat people to death with it.
Because you were a
maybe
skeleton
they
man.
didn't because of the Medieval remake that's happening.
I didn't know they were
Yeah,
remaking.
well,
Yes.
when that's
Oh,
Oh
It's
yeah,
confirmed,
they announced
then I
it
see a
at
trailer.
last
Show me a trailer.
PSX. There's no trailer.
It was.
They
It was.
should have shown it
I'm
at this year's
pretty
PSX.
sure it was like a.
Oh, they were going to, but then they canceled
Yeah,
Yikes!
Oh,
I'm pretty
right,
sure it was
they
like a 15.
canceled
They
that.
did have a trailer that was like 15 seconds long that said
It
it was
was
coming
nothing,
back.
yeah.
It was it was a stinger.
And Sean Layden wore the shirt that had the medieval character.
Good for
on
him.
it, but that was it.
So
That's all I
proud.
got.
I mean, I'd buy that game in a heartbeat. So.
Oh yeah,
but
my God.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's apparently it's a complete from the ground rebuild of it. So,
So it's a different
So,
game, or is it
like-
just like
it's,
an actual?
it's the game, but it's
so it's not a
rebuilt
remaster.
like
It's like a.
it's a new game.
It's like think Crash Bandicoot, what they just did with that.
Yeah,
they
so
rebuilt it all.
They
Right.
could have put Crash Bandicoot in there. What the hell?
Well, they just released the trilogy. and
So?
everything,
They
It
don't. They
doesn't-
want you to pay for the new $60 ones.
and I think that was
Jake.
a PS2 game anyway.
No, Crash Bandicoot was
The original.
Original was
Was it
PlayStation.
original?
Yeah,
I played it.
They
it
missed
was like
that
the
one, too.
original platform.
And Spyro, too.
Oh, yeah.
Crash Bandicoot.
Spyro.
Spyro,
Why wasn't
yeah.
Spyro on that?
No
Well,
Spyro.
Spyro just got a new game.
Yeah.
They want people
Any-
to buy the new games.
The new stuff.
They don't want
Anything
you to
else
buy-
we can think of like PlayStation 1 should have put on there?
No. Let's move on.
There's
Oh.
probably a million, but yeah.
So this
Wow.
this article
Hurts.
comes from Push Square, and I saw this and I was actually very happy about it. Vampire has been a tremendous success, says the publisher.
You're welcome.
The gloomy action role-playing game that launched earlier this year in June has done very well for itself commercially, according to publisher Focus Home Interactive. The company's latest earnings reports highlights tremendous success throughout the second quarter for Don't Not Entertainment's title. When it released, it managed to top the charts in the UK, France, and Germany. But it's worth noting that it launched during a rather dry period. Still, it's nice to hear that second-tier titles like Vampire are meeting expectations. Focus Home Interactive always seems willing
I
to
wouldn't
push
call it
interesting
second tier.
properties. You don't think so?
It's not a AAA
It's
studio.
a double A company for sure, but it's I would
Not a
say it's
second-tier
on par
game.
with the top tier games.
I think that's what they meant by
Second tier,
tier,
like just
yeah.
a double A studio,
Right, yeah.
Probably, but it's just a weird way to weird that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
similar
A
to
weird
that.
way to. I
Yes.
did that on purpose. It's
Oh yeah,
it's
nice.
irony. That's what it was.
Yeah. Okay,
You did good.
Thanks, Jake.
that's really cool though. Congratulations
that's
to
awesome.
them.
Good for Don't Nod.
But they should have put
was a
New
good
Game
game.
Plus in there.
Should have. You're not wrong.
This one is interesting. This comes from GamesIndustry.biz. NBA superstar Michael Jordan leads a $26 million investment into Axiomatic Gaming. Jordan invests in a parent company of third most valuable esports organization, Team Liquid.
What is that?
It's an esports team, I guess.
Yeah,
Team
do they
Liquid?
like NBA 2K? What do they play?
It doesn't say.
Team Liquid, I think, is
Interesting.
actually for everything.
So it says, this is Jordan's quote, "I'm excited to expand my sports equity portfolio through my investment in Axiomatic." In a statement, "Esports is a fast-growing international industry, and I'm glad to partner with this great group of investors." Formed in 2015, Axiomatic Gaming acquired a controlling stake in Team Liquid the following year. Team Liquid was established in 2000 and is now worth $200 million,
Jesus.
according to a recent Forbes valuation. This would make the
Investing
third
right
most
there.
valuable esports franchise in the world.
I wonder
Just
what
behind,
FaZe or Optic are worth.
they're just behind Cloud9, which is worth $310 million, and Team Solo Mid, which is worth $250 million.
Solomid's a king. Liquid does everything. So they've done PUBG, they've done League of Legends. They were actually just in the World Tournament in this year for 2018 Worlds for League of Legends, and they didn't do too bad, it looks like. So good on you, Team Liquid.
That's really cool. It's actually, I think the coolest part about this is that you're going to see esports and gaming in general start to take on a bigger role in people's lives because people are starting to realize that it's not only fun, but it's financially viable.
Yes, hands down.
So they're starting to invest money in this, and that's when you're seeing things like Xbox coming out and doubling their budget and things like that because gaming now is being recognized not only as a hobby or a fun time. It's just people are seeing it as a sport. Like esports are huge. They're being shown on ESPN. You're really seeing where
It legitimizes it.
gaming is going. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you guys were aware of this or not. Fallout 76 is not coming to Nintendo Switch. Did you know that?
Well, they should celebrate. I mean, no.
The
Wow.
Pete Hines
I'm
gave
hurt.
the reason why, and they said that they are focused on getting everything that they make on the Switch. As you can see, Doom Eternal is going to the Switch,
Mhm.
and that's going to be, I don't know if you've seen videos of that or not, but it looks stunning from what we've seen.
Looks great.
But they said, if this is from Pete, if the game will work on it, we want it to be on every platform possible. Fallout 76 is not, because it just wasn't doable. They couldn't get it to work on the Switch.
Right. And that's going to happen from time to time with the portable because you're just not going to make it work. You're going to come across games that just aren't going to work as a portable.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened sooner. I'm surprised it's acceptable for games like Starlink that are just massive that are working on the Switch on portable. But I guess at the same time, those are being specifically built for them. And that's not something Fallout 76
You also have
was.
to be connected to the internet at all times for 76. So
This is true as well.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that could be more why it's not on there.
Yeah, it could
has
be.
anyone played any
'Cause-
Fallout 76? By the way,
Of the beta?
No.
Not at all.
No, we were very hyped for it, and then
Kinda
all of the
brought it
things started
crashing
coming
down.
out, and our hype is gone. So we'll probably look into it a year after release and see what's going on then. It's unfortunate because we love Bethesda, but there's
We
just
don't
too
want
many
another-
other things out there right now, and we're just too small of a company right now to
Mhm.
be focused on that. So we have to move on to other things that are
Actually
happening.
drawing the attention. Pokemon. This comes out 10 days after.
yeah.
I mean, Red Dead Online launches that same month. So
Yeah, Red
Like,
Dead Online
literally
Wait,
is
same day.
I actually canceled my pre-order for 76 for Red Dead.
not a bad decision.
that was a
No,
good
not at
decision.
all.
Yeah. I just don't want to have another ESO situation.
With that, let's move into the main feature of today's show, Red Dead Redemption 2.
The redemptioning.
Also known as Goaty.
What?
And shut up. Follow them.
Also known as Goaty. Oh. I still think ACO is.
No.
So, let's
ACO
see.
is my runner-up, though.
Red Dead Redemption 2. Do we even like this game?
I'd
The
sell you for it, Kevin.
He'd tell you.
He would sell me.
That's bold.
That is bold.
Just because he has the highest value of anyone here.
It's
Oh,
factual,
thanks.
actually.
Besides myself.
That's very
excuse me.
Me and you have both played it, so what's your
You and I.
impressions so far?
I've also played it.
It is so much fun. That's actually why I'm really tired today, because I stayed up a little too late playing it this afternoon.
Yeah.
Evening for
You're
you.
talking to the right person.
Yeah.
How
So
many hours have you put in the last 3 days, Brendan?
Well, right around 30, maybe 40. I'm about 49%
Yikes.
done with the main campaign, which is awesome because it's a really long story, and that's really what I want in a single-player experience is a good story. And so far, it's delivered.
Are you focusing on the story, or are you exploring? What are you doing? A little bit of both?
You've played the mini games. And
I've
stuff,
done
you're
some.
doing
I
other
mean,
things.
there are a lot of random encounters you run into just riding place to place. So you do a lot of those, but
that's what keeps sidetracking me from getting the story completion done, because I keep finding stuff to do, and then it's like, oh, I was going over here, but this instance is going on right here. I can't ignore that.
Did you play Finger Fillet yet?
I
'Cause
did.
that was terrifying for me to watch.
It was
Although
pretty
very
good.
simple.
it gets
Looking at
quickly
him where he's like slicing
hard.
his thumb open, I was like,
Yeah, that was cringy. I'm not gonna lie, I cringed.
But-
But
I was playing poker this morning, Kev,
Ugh.
and it made me laugh because I was like, yeah, all those family poker nights that I don't actually play, but I'm like
Brennan
winning hands.
sucks at poker.
what do you mean?
He's
I
so
literally was about to tell you guys I just won a high stakes tournament earlier, and then Brett hops in with that.
Wait.
sucks at
Hold
poker.
on, hold on. There are tournaments?
Well, there are always poker games. The one I played was on a riverboat. It was quest related, but
But you can play at any time?
yeah,
there's different places.
All
there's
right, thanks for
saloons.
joining, everybody. We're going to go... Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Brendan,
No,
Oh, and
actually,
there's also
have
fishing
A
too.
video, so
And
that should
fishing,
be
yeah, I
posted
saw the
before too
fishing.
long, hey Jake?
he hasn't done. I haven't seen any of the fishing.
Red
I
Dead
haven't-
Online, man. Me and you.
Yeah, that's literally.
I've
fishing.
done quite a bit of fish. I found a few legendary fish. Haven't caught them yet. I've just have them
It
marked
was
on my
so
map.
funny because I'm
Did
sitting
you
there.
find any
I'm
dream
playing my
catchers yet?
game. He's riding his.
That's a collectible.
That's a thing.
I ran into a dream cat, like literally ran into one on a horse, and like one of 20 found. I'm like, what?
That's how he found the legendary fish. He's riding his horse through the middle of a lake or a river. He's
Like you do.
Oh, horses
"A
can
legendary
swim,
fish?"
guys.
It just popped up, and then he pulls his gun, and he's like, "Where are you?"
I did try and
this.
shoot the
This
fish.
is before
That is
he had
not
a fishing
fishing.
rod.
I was riding my horse
That is
through a
definitely
river,
fishing.
and then I killed a northern
Lucky I
pike
didn't
somehow,
have dynamite
and it was
yet,
just
or that
laying
was-
on a flat rock. I was like,
So this is unrelated to Red Dead, but the fishing mechanic that you just talked about where you killed the fish brought me back to when I first played Breath of the Wild, and I was so excited to have this new console and this whole open world that I could just go fishing, because fishing in Zelda has been so fun.
and it wasn't there.
And there are no fishing poles, and you just have to throw bombs in the water.
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn
I
it.
just caught them with my bare hands. What are you talking
My
about?
moment
mean-
had finally
Walk
come,
up to them.
and they just ripped it away.
I mean, if you really wanted to play fishing, you should just play Final Fantasy 15.
I know, I did.
Fishing simulator. There you go.
I
Yeah.
did a lot of fishing in that
Final
game.
Fantasy, their fishing systems are pretty similar
Between
in
yeah,
the
Red
games.
Dead's.
Easy.
You gotta rotate this stick though, which is weird to reel it in, but that's the right
That is a
stick for
little
those of
strange.
you listening.
I don't like that at all.
No.
Yeah, and
I'm
that's
trying to do that with my thumb right now.
Yeah.
I'm messing it up with
I'm
no
not catching
control.
any
in my
fish.
Yeah,
hand.
it's hard to do. But yeah, so I haven't killed any legendary fish. I've killed a legendary coyote. That's the only legendary animal I've hunted.
Nice.
Poor coyote.
There's gators. It's just
Oh, something to point out. The first time she killed an animal and then skinned it, I was like, what?
Because it looks so real.
That looks
Yeah.
so good.
it's so good.
Brennan was like, "Watch this," and he just shoots a rabbit and skins it, and he's like, and just hangs it on his horse.
So I
Yeah,
thought it was
that is so
interesting
good.
Look
how
at that.
So
how like
detailed.
the birds you breast them, which is something that a lot of people actually do with hunting,
Mhm.
which to me is wasteful. But
Oh, you can
You go
put
pick up the
turkeys.
carcass.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
She knows.
I'm all about like I am not going to waste anything. But I was like, he just like rips the breasts out, and I'm like, all right, I've seen that actually happen in real.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then you can pick the carcass up and you can store the breast meat, and then you can give the rest of it.
When you find turtles, he does the same thing.
I
Poor
haven't
turtles.
encountered
What did
any
you do to
turtles
a
yet.
turtle?
Cuts them open, just tears the meat out, walks away,
Oh,
leaves the
like-
turtle.
Like
I
you do.
love turtles.
Well,
Poor
they're
turtles.
alligator turtles, if
Turtle
that makes
soup.
you feel any better.
It doesn't.
Do you want to talk about it?
I love turtles. That makes
But
me
no, hunting
sad.
is great in it.
I love how everything's in the compendium. Like you can look at
Yes.
like cats.
That is very cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
I'm pretty sure you can kill everything, but if you kill domestic animals,
You lose
honor, which is good because I would never be able to kill a cat.
No,
That's sad.
it is sad. You
Why would you
deserve
walk
to
around
lose.
shoot- yeah.
You should lose all
Shooting
the honor.
domestic
So-
Okay,
animals.
moving on from that. Anywho,
He has no honor.
no, I actually have the highest honor, which is 25% prices off at stores.
Oh, nice.
Definitely
That's good
do
to know.
that because I bought my new horse, which is a purebred Arabian, which are today like $15,000, but back then they were a couple thousand, so I only had to pay $700.
Nice.
That's the top tier horse,
have
by the
my-
way.
My war horse that I got for
The pre-order. I went with the racing horse.
Oh, did you? So what are some of the other things that you guys like about the game?
Well, regarding horses, I love the bonding. They brought
Yep.
that back from the last one. So
Yeah, they did.
the longer you ride it, the better you treat it, being feeding, brushing.
So it seems better than the last one. It
Yeah,
seems like
it's
it's more
more
fine-tuned.
advanced,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, advanced would be the right word for that. Yeah, I like that a lot.
It's a very
you keep 'em-
robust game.
Well fed, they gain trust with you faster. Yes, I know. She said robust. We're just gonna move
It's your
past
favorite
it.
word ever.
It's not me, man.
But
It is
not meat.
But it's a
Robust.
proper. It's a proper
It's a good term for it. Should not be wrong.
adjective for it.
It's combat's really good. They brought back the same gun physics from the last Red Dead, which I'm glad they didn't take GTA 5's physics because GTA 5's physics because those were not the best.
No, the gun mechanic in Red Dead is way better.
It's brilliant.
built for
One
that.
thing that I've seen, Brennan did a shooting competition, and the
Oh,
guy
nice.
said, shoot the birds out of the air. Brennan immediately froze time, marked all of them, and won the game instantly.
Hey, did Deadeye.
That does not seem fair to the other shooter attempting to kill the birds.
Well, they're
I
not.
actually
fair
did
in
just
this
shoot
game.
one in the air just randomly. And they're like, "Here's your next challenge: shooting all the birds in the air."
I love the
He
challenges
looked up
too.
for like 2 seconds. He's like, nah. Tried aiming at them with his rifle. Immediately goes deadeye and just
I'll
kills
have
them
to keep
all.
that in mind.
Yeah.
And
No,
you
you
can
just
hustle.
taught her how to scam the system.
I was like, that's not right.
Won me $10.
Yeah,
$10. That's a lot of money back then.
it was. He hustled the guy. He lost the first challenge to him. The guy goes double or nothing. Shoot the birds out of the sky. Brennan deadeyes them. Kills them
So-
all
Oh, so
instantaneously.
smart.
About the
Well
money.
played.
About the money in the game. When
It's time
the first time
appropriate.
she went to the store, the general goods store, and just saw how many things there were there, how populated it is,
Mhm.
how real they made this town feel. The catalogs
I love
that you
the
can use
catalogs.
through, you can browse through them to purchase items and stuff. That's just so
I
good.
don't know if
Robust.
she's
You can
done
say
this
the
yet,
word.
but
No, it's just so good.
in the stores, a lot of them they have
So
back rooms
robust.
with like hidden operations that you can rob. You just have to like peek through the back windows to see them, and it gives you a little notation that if you rob the store owner, you can force your way into the back room now on. And in the first town, Valentine, you get a new pistol if you do that. So, just a heads up if you haven't done that yet.
Get that pistol.
I still use it, and I'm
So
30
like, there's
hours
so many
deeper.
moral issues here. That I'm like, I want to be
Your
good, but then I
honor
want to
will be
go
tested.
destroy everything.
because it's a criminal enterprise. It doesn't affect your honor to rob them.
Oh, so there you go.
But if you just rob the doctor who owns the store, then you lose honor. If you
Good
shoot
to
him in
know.
the face, you lose even more.
Yeah.
I've had a
And
couple
it-
accidental
that's another
kills.
thing. If
of,
you kill
like,
them
A couple
before you-
misfires.
before you speak to them, you don't get to find the places. Like a lot of the
Well, they reopen after a while, but they
Yeah,
close
but a lot
to
of
find
the,
a new employee.
not only the shop owners, but if you kill like random civilians, whatever, they'll say it won't tell you, it won't give you like a secret stash spot or things like that. So a lot of them, if you intimidate them, you'll end up getting more areas or more things unlocked
So it's worth it to do it that
to go
route
through and
instead
talk
of
to them instead of just
Kneecapping
guns blazing.
them.
The environment is
Beautiful.
so detailed.
Stunning.
Graphically, the game is out
So
of this world.
reactive, too.
It's
Like, the
not.
first time I ran into a tree and all the snow fell off
Yep.
of it, I was like, yes.
Oh, it's just
that
so
was one of
good.
the first things I noticed when I started playing is that like just the snow mechanic. Like obviously we live in an area where snow is a real part of our lives, and it's like wow, that just looks
It's-
so
It's
real.
spot on.
Yeah, they nailed it.
The one thing that has bothered me actually about it so far is horseback riding, because I've watched him try to jump a fence and just collapse him and the
Okay,
horse.
No. What happened was
So many times.
my horse's back feet clipped the fence and sent me flying. And
Which is realistic.
I'm not
Yeah.
the greatest
It
horseback
happens a
rider.
lot.
So that's not a
So have
critique
you
of the
been-
game. That's a
That's
critique
more
of
my
the
No,
skills.
but when they fall though, that's where the graphics go wild. Like
a little
the
wonky.
game kind of can't. Like your horse kind of just flops onto its back. It looks like a lot of clipping issues. Like the way you fall, you kind of.
Well,
It's not right.
The
I
biggest
haven't
issue
seen
with
it
the
yet.
game is clipping issues. That's for sure.
What
I've never noticed it when I get
Did you?
smash my horse into a cliff, but like clothing clips a lot, especially when you don't wear the first suit. When you buy more clothes, they tend to clip in cutscenes.
Oh.
Like I have like a gunslinger's coat, so it has like the opening here, so the revolver isn't blocked by the coat, which is just awesome. But I'm not going to go into
that's-
clothes
that's
right now. But the dress shirt I have on clips through the back collar in cutscenes, so that's pretty.
That sucks.
But that's really the only
that's
issue with the
very,
game.
very minor.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Well,
nitpicky.
Considering.
And honestly, I don't think that's from the game. I think the current consoles that we have can't handle so much
It
the
is
graphical.
on my
This
PS4
is
Pro,
it.
so
Yeah,
it's
this
not
is-
on my X.
This is the pinnacle.
Right.
of
This
this
is like,
generation.
yeah. They're graphically this is very hard on the system.
I think
because it's
Spider-Man did
insane.
eyes better. Spider-Man's eyes were very good.
They were so good, man. I think the defining moments of this gen are, and this is in no particular order, Forza,
Mhm.
NBA 2K,
2K is really good.
God of War, Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Anthem comes out in February 22nd on this console.
Possibly Anthem.
Oh,
We
I
have
can't
to see
add
it
that.
first.
This is so far.
You said
okay?
that. Okay,
this
that's
is so
better.
far.
Defining moments so far.
So far.
I mean,
Okay.
if Ghost of Tsushima's
Little
on this
caveat
Because
there.
if Ghost
It's
comes
not.
out, yeah, I mean,
It is
like
not on
it's not coming
Cyberpunk,
out,
if that's
but
on this this
Cyberpunk,
generation,
I'm
might
pretty
be.
sure it is.
I think it's 2019 as well. Probably holiday, fall.
Like we've said that many times. We've had that conversation.
Yep.
Cyberpunk looks like this gen, and then you compare it to Ghost, and it doesn't. And
We've had that conference.
Ghosts, I mean, seriously, if it is, then Sucker Punch, bow to the masters, because I don't know how they made it look like that.
I don't know. I hope so. I just want to play it.
Because
so.
this game, Red Dead Redemption 2, looks masterful.
the
but
weather is
the building,
insane.
the weather is the best I've ever seen. And compared to other games releasing soon that look like bad weather mods, I'm not going to name names, Bethesda, but the weather is so realistic. It's
Yeah. The
can't even
the addition
put it
of the
into words.
cinematic camera to this game
Oh yeah, that was.
is fantastic. I've never seen cinematic quality like this.
I was freaking
in a
out when I
game.
first turned
It
on
was
cinematic
so
camera. I was like,
It's
no.
hard to ride your horse while doing
I'm gonna
cinematic.
walk off a cliff like I did when I was trying to show it to him. Like, oh, look at
Yeah,
this
she's like,
feature.
check
I'm
this
just,
out,
I'm just holding
Arthur
X. I'm
Morgan.
pressing
Oh,
R3 every once in a while. I'm like, come on,
And
give
then
me
he
the
just
sweet
fell.
spot. Like, there's like
but
one. There's
first
one.
person is actually really good in this game too. First person view.
I only
really
like
done
first
first
person when you're
person.
doing stuff in front of you. Like, I was playing dominoes. And I'm like, I'm playing dominoes in first person. This is dope. Like,
It's funny. I learned I don't know how to play dominoes.
I didn't know how to play it either, but I'm like, okay, I
still
can
won.
kind of pick this up.
Google.
I did not.
What, they don't teach you how to play?
No.
It's
No.
pretty
They
simple.
did not. They give you like a tutorial for most, but not dominoes. So
Oh.
I was like, I'm just gonna lay these dominoes down and see what happens. I lost.
Eventually, you might win.
I
came
lost
close.
against Pearson. He mocks you terribly. I'm like, damn it.
I beat the shit out of him. I'm like, I am the victor.
You fought him, or no, you just beat him.
I beat him in dominoes.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do much after just getting to the first point. Like, I just took the horse and ran out and shot a couple animals. And
So
The hunting thing has been a lot of fun for me.
let's,
I get really distracted with that.
It's just so visceral and real that
Yeah.
it's like you're hunting. Like that's what it is.
The-
He's a
the
master
tracking-
skinner, by the way.
the
The way he
tracking
skins
ability-
things so
oh my god, the
quick.
deer just
Yeah.
like,
I mean, I understand. Like every game, you gotta if you're gonna do the mechanic, it's usually really quick.
But
And then
it's
it's
really
just-
good
so
looking.
The skin
realistic
just comes
that-
off.
Yeah,
But this one, you actually slice down and peel it off.
yeah, like
And
real,
there's, like-
like which is how it's done.
Yeah, there's like, it's just
Wait till you
really
get a gator
good, really
or a
good.
bear
that
or an elk,
connective tissue kind of does pull with the when
Yeah.
he's
and you
staring
can
up.
hear the sound.
Right,
It's,
yeah.
it's very well done.
Yeah,
And I
it's really good.
did like, even though it's frustrating, but like the different pelt sizes and stuff having an impact of what you can carry on your
Right.
horse. And not gonna lie, I actually have literally carried a carcass back so I could load my horse up with all the stuff and then walk back with the carcass.
Yeah.
That's a
So
long
we're
walk.
staying
I was
spoiler
close to
free on this one, but I just did want to touch on how the character interactions are. I do like very much how comical the characters are, but at any given moment, any of them can turn and shit can go wrong. That
They are
tension
Outlaws.
is
Yeah.
fantastic.
They do have air triggers.
I had an interesting cutscene. Well, an interesting NPC encounter I was just listening to that was happening in the camp that made me laugh this morning. I was just like, wow, that was unexpected. But it was.
I was going to detail a scene, but I'm not going to do it. We're going to keep this episode spoiler free. So we're approaching the end of the show. Does anybody else have anything they wanted to say this week about Red Dead? Because we're going to do a full spoiler cast for Red Dead.
As far as comic goes in it, the humor, it is very funny. Funniest game I've ever played.
Yeah,
It makes me laugh.
I really actually
very
like
rare
Arthur.
that happens.
I really like Arthur too. I was
I'm torn
going
between
into
him
it-
and John still.
I know,
it's
me
hard.
too, man.
Well,
Going
I
into
never,
this, I
I
was
never
like,
played the first one, so
going into it, I was like you. I was like, well, because we have talked about it before. We're like, who's this guy? We never heard of this guy. This is going to be shit.
I want to see
And
why
then-
we've never heard of him.
Me too.
I need to find
cannot
that
wait
out.
until we discover why. Which I think we already know what that is, but we'll talk about that later. Anybody else? Anything? Any last thoughts?
Nope.
So, a little real quick. I talked about how I don't really like these types of games. I've stated it, and with
Westerns.
this, I will with this, I'll say right now, if anybody wants to play it, it's definitely a good game to play because it's. I got interested as soon as the first parts happened in the beginning of the game.
Yep.
Like every character that I met, I was interested in except for a couple, and each one of them has their own characteristics, and it's really neat to see that happen. And the gameplay is stunning, and that's pretty much all I'll get you right now. 'Cause
So this
very
has
engaging.
happened only 2 times for me in gaming, I think, ever. The very first moment draws you in, and it doesn't let go. That's only happened in 2 games for me, and that was this one and a previous release that happened this year in God of War.
Did you beat God of War yet?
I was about to say, it certainly
Did we have
seems
to
like
bring
you
that
lost.
up? I mean, we didn't need to bring that part of it up. I was just trying to make a point.
It was a bad point.
Bad point.
Rebounded on you real bad.
Oh,
invited it.
All right.
I knew
But
it was
before
gonna
that, before we end this, Kailey, who's your favorite character so far, besides Arthur?
I really like Kieran.
That's disgusting.
No, I like how they act with him. I just think I've been enjoying watching them rip him apart.
Yeah, they're real mean.
So I don't know.
who's yours?
Lenny. Lenny is my
Oh
favorite.
yeah,
He's
I love
hilarious.
the Lenny Bar scene was
Yep.
hysterical.
That's
Not
All right, guys,
spoiling.
no spoilers.
That's-
No spoilers.
No, I'm
Do
just
you-
saying it's
wait,
funny.
Do you like, Brennan, do you like so far what they're doing with John?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, I like his character a lot, and it's leading up to what we know happens with
Yeah.
him and what happens in the
First one.
first game.
I was kind of curious how they were going to establish
that
it, and then they did it really.
It's kind of a
I think
trash
I'm only-
father.
I think I'm
Tell
only
you
about
that.
8 hours into the game, so I haven't really gotten to do a whole lot of the character development. So I really like Lenny. I really would like to see a lot more of the characters and get to develop them. But I really enjoy the fact that every single person that you encounter has their own flavor and backstory, and they do stuff to each other while you're not involved at all. You can interject, or you can just
Keep on walking.
keep on walking.
One more thing,
Yeah,
just
go
to
for it.
add.
One
You
more
can
thing.
do chores in your camp, which I thought was really cool because it's just
Yeah.
such a small detail to have in there, like feed the horses, carry water to the wash bucket. It's just so-
Cutting wood.
cutting
wa-
wood.
felt really realistic.
It's such a detailed game. It's
When you do
Very
these chores,
robust.
is there a benefit to it, or is
Yeah.
it just
yes,
Adds
you
honor.
get honor and Red Dead experience points.
Yeah.
They're Deadeye experience
Deadeye,
points.
yeah.
Sorry.
So as you can see, everything that we've said is very much positive about this game. We are seriously just scratching the surface here of what is available to you in this game. And as Jake is not a fan of Westerns at all, he doesn't watch Western films. He doesn't like the
Never watched
atmosphere. He doesn't like
Tombstone?
genre.
Actually, I want to.
He is sounding like to me all in on this game, and that's a really
And that's
really
before the
positive
online
sign
has ever
for
come
any
out.
of you out there that are on the fence about this game.
Call on
We
Gotti.
can't
I don't think
recommend
anyone's
it
on the
enough.
fence on it.
But unfortunately, that is all the time we have this week, everybody. I want to thank you guys for listening and thank you guys for being on the panel.
Absolutely.
Be sure to follow us over at Twitter and on YouTube. And you can check us out at tsgg.online. And you can get the information for our 24-hour stream coming up this Saturday. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week.
See y'all
See ya.
next time.
Bye.
Later.
Partners.